Go whenever?
Yeah, go whenever,
Werewolf in the Dark is maybe one of the most fun gaming experiences I've had in the last 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Anna was the dead body. I was in a room with these two.
Werewolf in the Dark is hide and go seek meets the classic social deduction game of Werewolf. But the difference with Werewolf in the Dark compared to regular Werewolf is it starts in a nighttime phase where all the lights are off. It is pitch black.
And the werewolf is creeping around the house in pitch darkness, and if you are touched twice on the shoulder, you die. If you die, you curl up in the fetal position, but the round doesn't end. The round only ends, like in Among Us, when someone stumbles across a body and yells, "Body found."
Body found.
And then you return to the only lit room in the house, and you go, "I saw someone touch the body and run away." And then you go, "Who was it?" And you go, "I don't know, they were maybe this tall." So it brings a lot of weird physical elements into Werewolf.
3, 2, 1, point!
I was in the room with you.
All right, hold on. I see a lot of people pointing at Kevin. Is that right? Game still afoot. Starting time. Oh my God, Robert.
How's that going?
Great. Could I get you to take one big step this way?
Yep. Interrupt me at any time.
Cool. No, that's great. So where are we right now? What is this place?
Right now, we are at CabinCon, which is at Hiram House Camp, which is in Chagrin Falls near Cleveland. But this Hiram House Camp is beautiful in that it is also ugly, and that's what adds to its total atmosphere. We're talking prime Crystal Lake, 70s cabin. You can tell that it was thriving at one point, and now they still have like a new pool, but then right next to it is some old yurt that's falling apart. Sean and I have talked for a long time. Can games actually be scary? With board games and other games, you inherently always feel safe. You can always have the meta version of, well, even though this is a scary themed role-playing game, or even if it's a social deduction game, you know big picture you can be safe. For some reason with a physical game like hide and go seek, you convince yourself you're not as safe as you want to be. This is scary. This is still a functional summer camp for kids, and we rent it out for one weekend, and we bring in everyone to play all of these board games all weekend long.
How's it going, Tyler?
Including the scariest games that we can think of because of the atmosphere. We make sure that it's pitch black and this main gaming hall is closed off for nothing but Werewolf in the Dark.
Okay, we ready for a tour of inbounds and outbounds?
Yes.
All right. Come on in here. This is the orange room. This is the orange room. The orange room.
Orange room.
Orange room.
Orange room doesn't work?
No, it actually is because back in 1985, there was a kid that drank so much tank, he turned orange and died in this room.
Orange room.
He died? Let me give you some basic rules and how the game is played.
Alan was teaching us these rules slowly over the course of the rules explanation. I was trying to figure out why everyone was so excited and so nervous.
There's going to be some monsters among you. The monsters may have different abilities to kill. Everyone has a unique role. No two people will have the same role. We're gonna pass out these character cards. You're gonna see which character you have. Some of them are monsters. Monsters are usually indicated with a nice bright pink background. There's also villagers, and they are not in pink. They're of other colors besides that bright pink, and they have different abilities.
Just over the course of the rules being taught, my brain slowly started to click that it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be pitch dark.
We start at a night phase. The night phase is when we turn off the lights and it's pitch black in here. If you feel a double tap, It means someone has found you that has the ability to murder you, and you have to become a dead body. If you find a dead body and you want daylight to come, which is immensely beneficial for villagers, then I can say body found. That will end the night phase. Or time will end the night phase, which rarely happens. Monsters automatically lose if no one dies within the 8 minutes. That's night phase.
And the moment he was like, okay, go, and turned the light off, I have immediately, I cannot remember the last time I played a game where the moment it began, I became more excited than I have ever been. Like, in years. Like, because, oh God, just even leaving the lobby where 14 players are filing out of the room and you know that if any one of them could be the werewolf and if any of them touch on your shoulders, you're essentially eliminated and become a ghost, which is its own rule I'll get to later. It's wild. You get into so much stuff of not wanting other players to come near you, but equally you do want players to be near you because you don't want to be alone because that's terrifying. It's just wildly good.
Day phase is once a body's been found or the 8 minutes are over. We come in here, then once we're all in here, the timer starts for only 1 minute to discuss who you think is a monster and you want to kill.
Body was this area, right? I went up that way.
The body was here.
There were two bodies that I saw. I saw Shaniqua and Jonathan, both killed behind me in my usual little rat hole where we all go back. Because we're rats, and we go back there and we don't hide and we don't get killed. And then all of a sudden I look back and my two friends, Shaniqua and Jonathan, are corpses on the ground.
Raise your hand. Who went down there?
Ain't no one else with me,
Who went down
man.
there? Raise your hand. Who went down there? No. Okay, you went down there. She went down there. I saw her go down there.
I'm eating I didn't see.
Time! Shut your mouths and circle up. Then everyone raises their hand in the sky, and I count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, point. Okay. I'm so sorry, Sienna. You have a lot of people pointing at you, and that person gets eliminated. And when they get eliminated, boom, night phase starts. But I haven't even told you what some people say is the best part of the game, and this will be the last little bit you need to know. When you're dead, you're not out. You become a candle-carrying ghost.
The clever thing that Alan's done that very, very, very quickly becomes a complete farce. So let's imagine that you two die. If you're assassinated by a werewolf or you've been killed by some character power. If you do die, you come back the next round as a ghost, and the way Alan ran this is that the ghosts each hold a tiny electric candle, can only move at the speed of a shuffle, and have no masters anymore.
So what happens is, you go here to this table, and you're gonna pick up a candle.
So suddenly, you've got a game which is theoretically, played in pitch darkness, except by the third night, there's like 6 dudes walking around with tea lights. And at first I was like, that's fun. But no, it's not, because if you're hiding, you don't want 3 ghosts with tea lights illuminating exactly where you are.
If you find someone hidden, you can go ahead and light them up, but there's ghost repellent. Anybody can double tap a ghost, and if you do that, like Pac-Man, you have to shamble back to base, basically touch this table, and then you can come back.
And also, every ghost gets its own little weird, stupid ghost power.
And then you're gonna come into this box here, you're gonna draw 2 ghost tokens, read them, and choose one that you're going to be.
The most I think I laughed during all of CabinCon was being given a ghost. Rather than a tea light, every 10 seconds you're allowed to take a flash selfie with your phone.
There's ghosts aplenty. There's a photo, guys, blowing up our ship.
Which, I have a gallery on my phone now of 10 just side-splittingly funny photos of like me squatting down next to players who are hiding to take selfies with them.
That's superb. That's superb.
It's
really good.
The ghosts, if you really want to know mechanically, add to the theme of terror and fun in the game. Just as a little bit of a plot spoiler, there is one ghost in here that does nothing but sing nursery rhymes the entire time.
You're playing and you'll hear in the other room someone singing a nursery rhyme because that's the role they had, because again, everyone has this. It is nightmare fuel. And again, we want you to have an unforgettable experience with Werewolf in the Dark. And the atmosphere is a key component to that.
This is before you added all the different character roles.
Let me introduce the monsters first. Here we have the basic werewolf. You know who the other werewolves are, and you can kill at night, meaning you're allowed to kill as many people as you want. Then there is Alpha Wolf. Alpha Wolf, you're a werewolf, you know the other werewolves. The first player you kill becomes another werewolf.
Which led to, Alan ran into the room where I was hiding behind a table. I then screamed, "Oh my god, Alan's the werewolf!" Which, if you're in a house which has been silent for 7 minutes, is hilarious. Only for Alan to then grab me and use the Alpha Wolf power and say, "You're the werewolf now." So then we went into the next voting session with me being like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened. Alan was definitely the werewolf, but he got away, I guess. I just ran away and he didn't see me."
Let's introduce our hero, the first villager. Yeah, you can clap, that's fine. Also, we have the trapper, the key wife, the woodsmith, loner, sardine, lovers.
In one of the later games we played, I got the lover. If when a body is found or the lights come on, you're not holding hands, you both die.
Nice.
So immediately then it's two people creeping around a house in pitch darkness holding hands, and about 3 minutes into the first round, my lover just collapsed to the floor. I was holding her hand and she just slumped down, and I looked up and saw this vague shape that had just tapped her on the shoulder.
Opossum! Only you may act dead. Only you may play dead. If someone tries to verify you and they ask, "Are you dead?" what must you honestly answer? No. Okay. Scaredy cat, yay! You must provide your best blood-curdling scream during at least one night while hiding. Constable, the Crow, Child, Blind, Red Riding Hood, Investigator. You know the village team and you love them. You know the monster team and you love to hate them. But now there is the villain faction. This is the usurper. The villain wins by stealing the victory from the villagers. So there's one main goal that everyone wants, and that is to get rid of whom? Yeah, I think it's who, actually. It's not a preposition. No, I'm correcting my grammar. It's definitely whomst. It's whomst. Yeah, whomst. So, who do you all want to kill? The villain. And it's the usurper in this role. Everyone. Good time.
It's the moment the lights go off. In regular Werewolf, it's like the abstract idea of killing and lynching. But in Werewolf in the Dark, the moment the lights go off, you go, "Oh right, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be killed by a predator."
I think evolutionarily, we have in us that instinct to survive, right? Fight or flight or freeze. And here you are, freezing in one place, hoping that the killer that's stalking doesn't get you.
It's like a dream sequence. It's not just moving around in the dark. It's your brain trying to make sense of all this information.
I like to think of Werewolf in the Dark as an experiential game. It's an experience.
Circle up, everybody. Everyone in? Everyone in? Minute starts.
Okay, I found the body that way back in the left, and it was Kevin. I saw it happen.
It wasn't me.
It was the guy with
the blue hat. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. He was laying on the ground, so he's either the possum or the thing.
That is accurate. I'm either the possum or the thing.
I did see Kevin go into the room on the left of the back, so I know he was in that room.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that Slim is the possum. I was in the room.
He didn't even see me.
I was hiding in the shower right in front of me, and I heard somebody whisper, "Who are you?"
It's time! Shut your mouth! 3, 2, 1, point. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Kevin! Kevin, you are dead.
You will move in the first couple of minutes looking for a hiding space. Once you find a hiding space, you will just squat under a sink for upwards of 5 minutes listening to like thumps happening downstairs and trying to figure out if those thumps are people running away and being assassinated one by one, and if you should really go and look for a body or just wait.
Then we have the gargoyle. When you hide, you're not allowed to move again unless you let out your best roar.
Which A, scares the piss out of everybody because everyone's on edge anyway.
Yeah.
But B, means as the gargoyle, like I sat in the corner of a toilet and then someone would come in and I'd go, get away, get away, get away. Because I didn't want to scream because that would give away exactly where I was.
Another ghost that is in play is the evictor. If 3 or more living players are in the same room, they slowly and loudly count down from 10. If they reach 0 and you're still in the same room, they gain the ability to kill that night.
We were trying to get out from the explosion ghost. She went to go check a body.
You and that body.
And then we heard another body fall. I saw a shadow run off, but I don't know who else was in the room. But then she was the body on the ground. So the thingy was in that room.
All right. 1 minute begins now.
Who found the body? I did. If I had to guess, it was a more slender person.
Stripes.
I saw Riley dug into the room
This is
I was
Riley.
in after
Riley.
time was already called, like he was trying to fake which group he was with.
Riley would fit the profile that I saw, but I can't be sure.
I mean, I can't argue with that, but I wasn't back there.
Did anyone see Riley go back left? Yes?
I saw him coming.
Shut your mouths! It's time. Everyone is silent. 3, 2, 1, point. All right, the majority was on Riley. Okay, Riley has been executed. Is the usurper still in game? Yes. Usurper wins! You all lose! Everyone loses except for usurper!
I've often asked what makes a good game. And a good game is one that you are still talking about long after you've played it.
I heard the body drop and I saw a shadow dart across and I'm like, I don't know who that was.
It's very fun.
Physical aspect leads to so many stories. And we usually only have those stories when we're kids. We look at them with fond nostalgia, but it's never too late to still make those stories.
Sorry.
I thought you were gonna leave it off longer, and I was like, "Oh, this will be funny." You know, we'll like
It was